this up and running on Kick. And with Twitter. This up and running. Okay, so that should work there. And then do it here. So CPU is now between that frame. Okay, just making sure before I do anything else. Make sure to mute that anyway. Alright, why aren't you reacting? Alright, there now. Okay. This is the same live currently. And just give me a second just to see if it's actually running. Really, it should be running. So why isn't it? Let's do that. Alright. That's okay. Joys will be Nexus' turn. Oh well. Okay, do that. Alright. It's alright. Alright. Okay. Alright. Okay, hey everyone, how are you now? So, a lot has happened with the One Punch Man community in this case, and there is a lot to go over. So I'm just wearing glasses because my eyes are light sensitive. That's the reason for that. The eyes of having light sensitive eyes, but anyway, the One Punch Man community has been brought into a bunch of discourse as of recent, with season 3 taking off there only 2 weeks ago. And the fans are somewhat disappointed due to quality, fluency, animation style, and then you get your trolls. And the other issue is it's probably lack of funding, with JC staff and Bandai supporting it for some reason. So the whole thing is it's just to address the elephants in this room, being the case of haters, criticism, which are legit. They're all entitled to their opinion, but how did they direct it towards, in this case, the staff and the director? Jeez. But the main issue is like everyone was directing the rage in the inappropriate way, and then you got two of the biggest stooges who directed at the wrong group. They said that animation was crap, and then made a big hullabaloo, and the whole thing went downhill from there. If they directed at Bandai Namco, which people should have done, I know they're a gaming platform, but the main issue is you need to communicate to the developers or the funders in this case. Like, these people are funding it. This one's based in the United States, and then you have the other one that is only the studio's information. They probably have a lot of say and they're just under the radar, not well known. As you can see here, Bandai Namco Studios.com. This is the official account of Bandai Namco Studio, which plans, develops, and operates home video games, software, various content. We deliver information about products, recruitment, and event appearances to everyone. Yeah, but the main issue is Bandai Namco and then Viz Media. They're the ones with the committees involved, mainly Bandai, because they've been with One Punch Man since its release day. So the whole thing is how it's changed. As you can clearly see, Shinpo Nagi would be the director, and after harassment and pressure from individuals criticizing how it's to be done without knowing the ins and outs, you can only imagine how it went downhill from there. Like, pretty much he was the prop. Like, he was only there to overlook the whole situation, but everyone seemed to did it in a more unfavorable way. So I did a tweet there back a while ago, just when I started noticing the trend. I know it might be a little worded off, but that's pretty normal. So Mike's critical. He did a video on it, and of all the things he could have said, I know he was trying to be genuine and fair, and that's fine, but the way he worded it fecked it up and put the blame on the animation team when really they were being underfunded. And then to continue on from there, he didn't address the elephant in the room. He could have just said, go complain to Bandai Namco. They're the one who's funding it. If he would have said that, people would have made their complaints. Even though it's based in Japan, they could have had a word with the American branch. The American branch could have got in contact with them to inform them that their consumers and fans aren't happy with season 3 of One Punch Man production that's being taken place because of its underfunding. That's the whole idea. Now, I don't know if anyone's going to look at this, but might as well do something. I know I might try putting a complaint and also an email, but at the same time, damage is already done to the poor staff and the director. So all they can do is just do their best in quiet and not say a thing, and hopefully things go all right. But the way it's looking, everyone's having less and less faith. And I don't mean to disappoint, but that's how the reality is for most. But I'm going to stay positive for them regardless of the situation. So as a fan, because in fairness, I like One Punch Man. But for this, it's kind of ridiculous now how the hate train's been going on for everything. From the silliest things, like everyone's just more aggressive this year just because of the economy. Then things not going their way. Then you have your crazy groups, as you can see. Yeah, so I'll read this off here just to give you an idea. And in this case, Master Media, he has a great understanding of the situation with Japan's economy and how the production teams work over there, as well as the business background. Because, like, he does animation, he knows his stuff. That's why you added him. Like, he already knows. He's not going to make a big deal, but he's trying to tell the community, but everyone's just on the hate train. As you can clearly see, everyone's on the hate train. Oh yeah, I should probably just see if anyone looks at it. So it'd probably be a good idea. Let's see, just to keep tabs on it, because I'll need to keep a tab on who's actually in the dialogue. You know. Okay. Now I don't know who's actually going to be watching this, so I'll duplicate it there just to have handy. Apologies, I'm just trying to get this set up so I can at least get a bearing of the situation. Now, I don't know if the OBS software is going to handle all this, but I'll try to do my best for you, okay? No guarantees. Since it's my first time to actually do multi-streaming so other people can view this, so that's muted. So I'll pause that the way to override the whole situation and go back there. Just bear me one moment, okay? Okay, so as I was going to start off with a topic of my own statement for the tweet, just to relate to everyone's own opinions of hate and criticism. So, and all of the reactors and contributors towards season 3 start up again after a 6-year long waiting list. With your takes on roasting and fair criticism in your own ways. Now, my wording can be off because, like, I'm not bothered to correct every wording, but I will explain as I go. One Punch Man is overkill in terms of plot, parody, and passion with a hell of a lot of motivation, complex and simple ways. Like, when you think about the whole team of One Punch Man, it's pretty awesome. From how it started off in season 1, as you clearly all saw, and it was great, awesome. It was probably one of the best animations, and that was done through MAPPA. And they had a whole bunch of freelancers, top tier talent with equipment all on hand. It was like magic in the making. But that's just a once off thing. It was budgeted very low, but the fact they had the equipment and staff just for that once off, and the fact they can't get it again, there's a lot of reason to it because it was supposed to be there as promotion in a way to get more animations to go into their company. And after that, as you could see, it was very hard for One Punch Man to get into it, so they got JC staff for season 2 and 3. It's not their fault. They took the situation and took it on board, doing their best to their abilities within the time frame and payment, which was a little understaffed and underpaid based on what we've seen through season 2 and season 3 so far. But that hit home, and everyone felt it, like how One Punch Man began. As to now, it's really hitting downhill. I don't mean to be negative. I don't know why you decided to open your mouth. By mouth, I mean with the staff involved and the reactors giving their opinions in bad limelight to the staff of JC and the director in this case, rather than directing at the committee in Bandai who made the go-to produce animations, which is kind of weird how they did it, and that's why it makes me wonder: is it to get people's attentions after the 6-year long whole sub? It's hard to know. Well, after that, did you honestly jump on the bandwagon for clout or to voice your legitimate concerns? Like, there was people on both sides who wanted to see One Punch Man react, give their good takes, but then there was a lot more hate for some reason. I'm not naming anyone out, it just seemed like a lot more negativity occurred from this. Seriously, actually do some research. As I was saying, if people actually did the research, let's see. Now, it's going to probably load up. Bandai Namco, like they're the group that is contributing towards season 2 and season 3 for One Punch Man. So each of these is just going to load up for fun for all into the future. Now they basically do games and such, but there's no point going into all the details. As you go into video games, network contents. Oh yeah, and sorry about the cistern, just because water is flowing. So don't mind that, just call it background noise. But yeah, as you see, they do Asumbo Entertainment, licensed business, as what is with One Punch Man at the moment. It's not probably mentioned under there, but as you can see. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read off one of their strategic partnerships because, like, this is how it kind of works. Bandai Namco Holdings Incorporated. Bandai Namco and Sony Group Corporations today announced, now this is back of this year, back in July 24th, the signing of a strategic business alliance agreement. Sony has also agreed with existing shareholders of Bandai Namco to acquire 16 million shares of Bandai, held by those shares for approximately 68 billion yen. So, Sony had an agreement with Bandai recently. And you know how bad Sony is when it came to certain animation. I know they've been doing good, but in terms of actual animations rather than CGI, you know? With the acquisition of these shares, Sony will become a shareholder holding approximately 2.5% of the total issued shares of Bandai Namco. Alright, so they have little influence, so it seems. And then to go down below, they're just to help broaden the range of games because Sony basically does development in devices or hardware like for TV or MP3 players or PlayStations or video game consoles, you know? So they have very little say from what I understand, just reading all the rest of this. So it's not really important for the moment, but just to give you an idea of recent developments with Bandai, I guess you could say. So as everything else is loading up, and I'll try to keep it to the point as each of these things are going to keep rolling in. So I'll get back to the situation with One Punch Man on Twitter's front, you know? So let's see. Now it's just going to show different things. Like the community's still bustling. You have all the fan accounts there, One Punch Man. They're all party accounts. Just giving their takes about the recent manga that Yusato Moriata does the illustration for From One, who's the original author of One Punch Man's webcomic, to adapt it into the manga it is today, as people are fully aware. And then you have scenes of season 3 with certain shots of lovely characters, in this case Fubuki, and then the illustration of how they do the coloring and such. And then you have people thanking and also apologizing in their own ways for Shimpu Nagi, who is the current director. And I know my understanding of the whole situation in the background eludes me since I don't know all the details, but I can make wild assumptions and guesses, but I don't want to say. Because, like, there's no point in saying all these things. Well, the criticism is where the lack of funding is and why there's no animations. Towards the manga, as you can see, and they're just illustrating the points. Thanks, Hunter. But as you can clearly see, everyone's wondering the reason for it. Like, and the community is still trying their best to support it. At the same time, the haters are just hating on it for their own reasons, and then doing comparisons as you see along. So as you can scroll along, you can kind of make that out. But they're all trying to keep the positivity up. which is the main thing the One Punch Man community has been always trying to do. You know? Now, I don't know how Twitter works in terms of people actually interacting, so I apologize if I don't know how to actually get commentary to just say collaborate with other individuals to talk. So I'll do what I can and just explain how I feel the situation is on both sides, as I stated in this tweet. Though it's probably not accurate because it's probably missing fundamental points in the case of what are the reasons for why Bandai is underfunded. I don't know. Because Bandai is a private company in this case, so they're not going to willy nilly explain the situation to the public or customers unless they get a big enough backlash, which is where the communities are going to need. Because, like, in the case of, I'll show you here actually, rather than just explaining all the words, rather than using points of reference. Come on. In the case of how anime adaptations occurred, as you probably are aware, you know the way with manga, how it's adapted into anime. And the issue is, in this case, as the author goes, Red Cardio did it back in 2 years ago, just about the best manga with the worst anime adaptations. Like, there's a lot of great anime. As you can clearly see from the thumbnail, you recognize Meliodas from Seven Deadly Sins. And like I thought it was actually a very good anime, though they always miss critical parts in a webcomic or manga in this case, making it less significant and also was it dishonoring how the manga was portrayed because there's always going to be cuts in the budget. Because of that, it's always getting knocked off. And then you have which one? D Grey Man, one of the biggest missed opportunities of 2000s. Like there were so many others as you go down. Dead Man Wonderland, then you got Black Butler, Fruit Baskets, The Flowers of Evil, Gantz, Hellsing, Bleach, The Promised Neverland, Blade of the Immortal, Junji Ito Collection, Soul Eater, people like Soul Eater I heard, as well as Bleach, Tokyo Ghoul, I Can't Get Kill, Rosio and Vampire, His and Her Circumstances, Berserk. People all know about Berserk and how Netflix adapted it into their own version. And of all of them, Berserk, they butchered Berserk. They were the worst. Whoever and why they actually want to bring the whole manga of Berserk into animations is beyond me. And it destroyed the man's reputation. The one who did it passed away only a few years ago, and God rest his soul. He was the best anime artist ever. Like even Yusato Moriata. Like I'm not saying, but this guy, like, what is the name of this Berserk author? Just to make sure I'm not disgracing his name. Berserk's author, just to be sure. Creator. The creator is Kentaro Moria and Kyojumon. See. Deceased. Back there in 2021, Kentaro Mura. God rest his soul. He was the best manga artist there ever lived. And there are others, but this, he was the best. And he was only 54. Like, have you noticed, like, a lot of animators, they're only getting around, or manga artists, they're only in their 50s and they're in such poor health. Like, and then you have people, just say, from other countries who are living up to their 90s. It shows you how much stress the anime community is over in Japan. So it really makes you wonder, why is that? Like, as you can see from the sources, like there's so many more if you looked wrong. And that's why with Japan's situation, where is it? Now, this is a recent article back in 2017, and they don't want you to tell you about this, but really, like, Master Media also made a video explaining this whole situation, how poor the anime artists are being housed, treated, and given wages in certain parts of the area in Japan, and it really affects them. So I'll just read out this article just to get your point across why season three is being so poorly done. And I'm not saying JC staff aren't being looked after. I imagine they are, but I'm just basing this on how the anime industry works, just for people to be aware. And I hope you don't take it to heart, but really, life's hard. That's the reality of it. So I'll just read off what this article says. With blockbusters like Shinga Mato's Kimi no wa Your Name making waves around the world, Japanese animation industry would appear to be bursting with vitality, yet behind the scenes at the nation's animation production houses, the working conditions are little short of wretched. A long-term future made in Japan anime is anything but assured. And this is why Master Media, he really wanted to help, but not many people were aware. Like, and he has a subscription here. It'll probably be best to just show it up here because he really underlines the situation with how the anime industry was working. So, let's see. YouTube, Master Media, Japan artists. Let's see. Video show, come on. Let's see. Probably be best to just check into it. Now, I'll just have to look for the video, so I apologize while I just do a little scrolling. But he gives a good understanding of the situation better than anyone in recent times. There probably are others, but and he also does Demon Rush. So if you ever want to check that out, please do. Okay, as for the video in hand, it's just to address the working conditions over in Japan. Because people aren't fully aware. Just bear with me a few minutes as I just look for this video. Okay, and he also addresses the situation with the One Punch Man community being split in half, as well as Voice Critical being Penguin Zero. Let's see now. This video would have been about, let's see, 2-3 years ago, if I recall. Just bear with me while it's just buffering. And he does a lot of reactions to One Punch Man in a fair, concise take, and he really adores the community. Yeah, I better actually just let him know that I viewed his video, because when I'm making the video itself, just to know. Like, he really understands Japanese culture better than most, in my own understanding. Like, he's from America too. Really? That's all? Pretty sure he's more videos, so why is there not many more showing up? Oh, that's the reason. Just bear with me a second. Let's see. Apologies everyone, just bear with me a second while I just look for this video. I wish I had better understanding. Let's see. Where you are. Okay, nearly there, okay? So I apologize for my little delays. Hey, I'm not professional, I'm not really what you call the most up to date. And plus I live out in the countryside, so internet sucks out here. So you're basically talking to a farmer with little to no experience on how things work in the world. But still, I have a pretty good idea. Okay. See, should be nearly here. Okay. Okay. Give me one moment. Almost there. Let's see. I wish I knew how far back this video went, but I shouldn't be too far away from it. Okay, anime. I'm looking for anime. The end? Might be nearly here. Okay. Let's see, where is it? This video should be in here somewhere. I'll just type in anime industry just to see. Anime industry. That might be the keywords I'd be looking for. Oh, there it is. There now. Sorry. Okay. Okay, just bear me a second. Yeah. So this was 3 years ago. Over 500,000 views. And how is it a man of over 3 million views couldn't get this out in the algorithm? Because YouTube back then didn't want people to know. So I'm going to reiterate and get this up to speed because this was something people should have known about years ago. This is the situation with most places. So I know it's going to get copyrighted or whatnot because of the content in it, and I will have to get concise. But we'll just hear. Okay, just make sure the volume's up. How's that ended? Okay, so you should hear this. Okay.
A charity that supports struggling animators in Japan. Use hashtag SaveAnime to spread the word, and donation links are in the description as well as pinned as top comment.
Let's just see, maybe buffer it down. 720 might be too high on this. Like, since I'm not able to use the internet that great, so we'll just have to hear him out, okay?
Is Sugawara Jun, and he's in Japan helping animators through his nonprofit organization, Animation Supporters. But why do animators need help? Why is there a nonprofit dedicated to providing them living quarters and helping them survive? Well, in this video, we're going to find out why. Anime brings in more than $20 billion a year, yet...
Actually, what I might do is I'll put it in the link for people to view in their own time. It'd be a good idea. So what I'll do is copy the link for others to view this in their own time. It would be a smart idea just to give an indication of the situation. Why would you do it like that? I really dislike how technology does all these little janky things. Come on. Do this. Animators story. Okay, so at least anyone who wishes to view that in their own time rather than listen to my prattle, please do so, okay? Probably more educational that way for everyone, but as I watch it here, just to explain what I understand from what I remembered. And I did contribute like €1,000 back then. Wish I'd had more money now, but look, I was helping people and still am due to family members and stuff. So you can only do what you can.
Its artists are earning barely enough to eat. In recent years, anime has managed to become globally recognizable, and major players like Netflix and Prime Video commissioning huge exclusive anime series to their catalog. Intense action scenes, romance, and a rich audiovisual experience have turned anime in the West from something that only geeks have watched. I mean, I used to get made fun of from watching anime in high school. Now you get made fun of if you don't watch it.
And look at everyone now. We all love anime. How much weaves we've become, you know? That's good to hear. But look, that's life.
To a mainstream phenomenon. But anime's success masks a disturbing reality. Many of the animators behind the on-screen magic are broke and work in conditions that can lead to hospitalization and even suicide. What's behind
Yeah, and then why do you think the death rates of so many of these anime or mangas are so low? Why they die in their 50s? It's because of such conditions, and people are made aware of it. YouTube didn't really monetize to actually show the situation. YouTube, you suck.
the magical anime curtain is actually very hard to watch? In 2010, an animator working at A1 Pictures, makers of Sword Art Online and Fairy Tail, committed suicide. He was overworked to death, claiming that he was working 600 hours a month, which is roughly 20 hours a day. Death
Could you imagine that? Trying to work that much, cramps in your hands, trying to sketch, do storyboards, do all that. Could you actually imagine the intense hardship that would put them paper cups, trying to keep your elbows down on the board, then trying to get the drawing right, then having to brush it off, do it again, repeat the process, all that for the likes, in this case, of Fairy Tail and other anime. Could you imagine the hardship? Please do keep that in mind. That's what JC staff are going through, very likely, and people aren't aware. The fact that they're under budget and they're not able to meet the quota. Get on to Bandai Namco. That's the situation you need to do here. Everyone in the One Punch Man community, sorry for the lisp, just dry air, that's what happens. But yeah, get on to Bandai Namco and other investors and contributors or people of influence like Moist Critical and Jacksepticeye who pretty much missed the whole point. And how the hell did it not notice? Of all people, criticizing the anime over not the animators, but the people who are, in this case, invested into it and doing poor investment. Like, they have all this money and here they are doing deals with Sony. It's like, how stupid and selfish can you be? Really? So we continue into lower this.
by overwork is so common in Japan, it even has its own name. Kuroshi. Henry Thurlow, an American animator that moved to Tokyo to live out his dream of creating anime, discovered the working conditions were nothing short of slave labor. They don't pay you even remotely minimum wage, he says. They overwork you to the point where people are vomiting at work and having to go to the hospital for medicine. They demand that you come in whenever they realize a deadline isn't going to be met. That probably means about a month and a half of nonstop work without a single day off. Then you'll be allowed to go back to work to your regular 6-day work weeks of 10-hour days. No one talks.
Did you hear that? 6 days. Like, even in Ireland, we do 39-hour shifts. This is a death trap. And you're not even getting paid fairly. Could you imagine? So I do wonder, like, if Chibi Reviews even knew about this or even tried to spread the word back then, as well as the other reactors who do anime. Like, how would they not get this word out? Like, really? If people can't do this, how are you meant to actually consider their well-being? Just because they do a great anime, how is that meant to do anything great? Really, people? Even if you're on Twitter, you have a heart, right? Listen, go do something. You can do that, right?
No one gets lunch or anything. Thurlow ended up in the hospital 3 times due to exhaustion and illness. The Japanese animation industry is so harsh, he says, it should be illegal. Daigo Nakamura, a 43-year-old Japanese animator, said that 2 full days of work earned him less than $40. In this
Could you imagine earning $40 in 2 days just to do some drawing? Like, I know it might sound cheap and like easy, but no, it's not. The amount of drawings you had to do, and then the quality. Consider that. Consider trying to mimic or reproduce Yusato Moriarty's art in One Punch Man. Could you do that in one day? Do multiple panels with animation coloring, even if AI isn't involved? And even still, AI can only do so much. It only replicates what's existing. It can't do it from scratch. You know that, everyone. Use your heads.
industry, even if an anime is a huge hit, those profits go to the studio bosses and producers, says Nakamura. Animators are not treated as employees, but instead as freelancers, so they don't see any of the returns. Nakamura says that after 10 years in the anime industry,
Now look at all this animation art. Think about how many overlays are done with the colors. Like, you had to put blue, yellow, green, then you had to put the structure, the bones, body composition, the texture, the background, the noise, the music. All this goes into animation. And then high quality, doing it from just say 10 minutes up to half an hour, up to over 3 hours for movie lengths. And then consistently doing like 20-hour or 20-minute episodes each week over just say a period of 1 year. So in the case of just say 25 episodes, probably the quota, depending on the work and time frame. You can imagine how difficult it is for One Punch Man, how it was done with Mappa. They had the equipment, they had the staff, and then they had the idea. It was just a once-off gig. But keep that in mind as we continue into the industry of anime.
he was still earning less than $25,000 a year, and at one point he collapsed from extreme fatigue and had to have an ambulance called to wheel him out. It was at that point that he quit animation as his main profession. At a major studio, animators may earn around $1,000 per month, but at lesser known ones, it can be more like $300 a month. Even
A month, $300 a month. Do you think he could survive on that? Now imagine how nowadays anime artists and manga drawers are doing. Like, even people graduating from college and universities over there, or even in other places. They're only struggling to get by. Even people commissioning on Twitter, like, they always ask, like, I try to help. Even though I don't have the money, I actually try to help others. Even though I don't really want to, I try to be fair. Even if I don't know. It's called having a heart. You still have to think about yourself, but consider this. This is just who I am as a person.
less if you're in training, and perhaps zero if you're just getting your foot in the door.
研修の最初の2ヶ月は研修費っていうのが2万円出て、まあ死ぬなってなって。
ですよね。
はい。
家に帰らないっていう人もいっぱいいるんで、会社のこう机の下とかでこう寝っ転がってもう寝泊まりしてる人とか、1週間ぐらいずっといるとか1ヶ月いるとか、おじさんとかはそういう人が多い。50、60ぐらいの。
いやでも一緒に会社で働いたらきつくないですか、正直。
そういう人もいます。きついですよ。
きついですよ
は
ね。
い。
毎月のお給料。
それが5万円で会社を出てフリーランスになった時は4万円3万円月ですね。
だって15時間働いてる日とかありますよね。
うん
休みなくて。
はい。
For comparison,
Now, could you imagine that? Like, from first-hand experience in interviews, like, she's clearly shown the whole situation. Everyone should keep that in mind, okay? So as I continue this, bear this in mind. That was back in 2017, I imagine, these interviews, and 2022. Now imagine the working conditions now. You know the way inflation's gone high, and then the working costs has gone up higher as well, based on the business criteria, the efficiency, the goals, the demands. And then the grunts, being the animators and the artists are involved. Could you imagine how much hardship they're going through now? Really? Now this is something to consider, and I'll show you a link after this what Master Media did, and I did contribute my old account got deleted, but of a hack, you know yourself. But as the continuation of this goes,
The average animator in the United States makes about $6,000 per month. Herein lies the issue. All of the money from producing anime goes straight to the top, straight to the executives and the producers. The animators don't get any of it. And management stands firm on this outdated Japanese culture of underpaying animators. Even though
and then why do you think Bandai's doing so well? Yeah, its workers seem to be doing so poor on the ground for. Like, I'm not saying beyond the way Visa and MasterCard, they held off on payments to Japan, not because of this, because of people trying to do independent work to actually make an income. And the companies from Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, they were restricting these payments. And only recently they managed to only make back a fraction of the lawsuit that they could have made. They could have asked for so much more to actually give the card companies a right slap on the wrist to never do this bullshit again. Because, like, could you imagine the livelihoods destroyed after recent events there in the last few months? Only because people made us aware on Twitter, God bless Elon Musk for buying Twitter, to actually help with the situation for people to be made aware. Now, why I'm redoing this video and upload it on X for people to be made aware of the situation with One Punch Man, another great anime that got butchered, literally butchered. So everyone that's watching me, I'm not saying you had to hear every word or take pity on these animators, but really, if you think you can do something better, then, if you wish to, try to GoFundMe. Try communicate to Japanese individuals that you know that you're friends with, or anyone over there who's willing to provide housing, payment, some form of accommodation to help these poor people who don't deserve it. They're actually very talented. You know, why do you think they're all so hard at work? But you never hear about them because they're so sick and worn out from all the hard work they're doing based on the current wages they're getting, which is ridiculous. For animators and artists who make miracles, make dreams for people from around the world who adore Japan's culture and honor in doing animations. Take that into consideration as we continue.
the popularity and market cap of anime continues to skyrocket year over year, the Japanese culture has not adapted, and they refuse to change. Instead of using the extra cash flow to support these struggling animators and provide them with good working conditions, instead management siphons all of the extra funds. Even if anime is a hit and the studio makes a lot of money, it doesn't trickle down to the animators. Instead, management is pocketing all of that extra cash.
Did you hear that? Management, business. Like I was saying with Bandai Namco, as other actors, reactors, and people commenting on the situation with One Punch Man Season 3 and other great anime. Why is it that management's pocketing all that money? Like, where is it going? It's only going in their pockets to make them more rich and wealthy. Like, really? For management, that sucks. Even if it's to do with rules and legislations, that crosses a line. In all fairness, that really does cross the line, and you know it. You know it deep down. Anyone who's tried to draw can clearly see the effort put into all this elegance over the years, refined and so forth.
それもあったらその低賃金の意味がわからないというか
作品を作るときに制作委員会っていう出資している人たちで作っている団体がまずあって、制作委員会から制作会社に降りてくる制作費っていうのが非常に少ないっていうところがまずはもう一番根本的な原因だと思います。で、現実はみんなこんな状態になってる。それを考えた時にこのシステムは間違ってるんじゃないのかっていうことですよね。
But finally, there is a way that we can help. A Tokyo-based nonprofit dedicated to improving working conditions for anime industry professionals called Animator Supporters reached out to me. At their animator dormitory, animators can live for less than $250.
Now, did you hear that, everyone? Here's one method you can do to help animators over in Japan. Not saying it's still the same thing, but I'll just check the link. Master Media will have left in the link below, just for people who wish to donate. Now, I know it's probably not applicable now, but we'll see. Say, copy the link address and open it in a new tab. I don't know if it's still up and running, but we'll see. This is on the GoFundMe.com. GoFundMe, huh? So let's see. Raising anime budgets, providing training, a collaboration. So you see this. They've only raised 60,000. Like, what are you people doing? You've seen all these GoFundMes. Yeah, you never even cop this. You love anime. Why can't you do something this simple? Come on. You can do it. I'll put in the link for people to be aware. Because this can help so many people in crisis and situations. Not saying my words will help, but, you know, don't worry. I donated in the past, but let's see. I'll put this in the link. See, people are aware. Actually, might be a better idea to re-quote this. Be a bit more smart for it to actually get this word out. I really appreciate Master Media being able to do this. Like, this was only a few years ago, but they're still doing these projects, you know? Let's see. Animators. Artists. Japan. GoFundMe. Okay, so hopefully you can all retweet, share this out, get the information out. I know it's 3 years old. I only got 500,000 views. And really, this should have been more aware. Like, I know some anime reactors knew about this, but they didn't really seem to make a big deal of it at the time, to my own notion. I don't know if they have, but really they should have. So any dimwit who's actually looking at this that hate on One Punch Man, you go and actually show the people that you still have a heart, you know? So as I'm still continuing on with Master Media's video, just to give an idea how it ends. Now, I haven't seen how it's currently going, but you know.
A month in the heart of Tokyo, so they have an easy commute to work, and that $250 covers their rent, utilities, and internet. They've opened multiple dormitories across Tokyo and have housed over 50 animators to date. They offer training to new animators by guiding them and giving them experience through in-house projects like their music videos. By hiring animators that they are supporting, they can pay wages of up to 400% of traditional standards, meanwhile providing inexpensive housing in the heart of Tokyo. Animation Supporters is trying to raise $100,000 to solidify their future of helping young, struggling animators. You can donate right now with the link in the description to see their funding page and donate if you want. The best part about all of this is the potential to change the industry. If animators continue to quit,
And look where it is now. Nothing's really changed from what I've understood, as you've all understood, and why you're so pissed off with season 3 of One Punch Man. If you want to do something, try do these GoFundMes. Contact the locals over in Japan. See if you can help make a difference. Because your criticism alone in the Western society has not made an impact. Though, you have helped spread the word about the situation with Japan and how the government was run. So, if we can at least communicate more efficiently through Twitter or your own translations by using linguistics, please do contact them. Voice Critical, Jacksepticeye, PewDiePie, any famous YouTuber that's there. Ones that criticize without thinking about the well-being of the person that put this into display for animation. Shame on you. You should have known better. Honestly, I'm 30 years old. You're freaking the same age and you're acting like a bunch of gobshites. I'll say that again, you're gobshites. The fact that you didn't use your heads, and you're rich. And here's me. God knows I live on a farm, help and pay and work other people. Like, how are ye this naive? And I know you probably made the point, but you're supposed to go back and make the point more obvious to the industry as well as the public that watch ye. That's the whole point. Like, you criticized One Punch Man season 3. You wondered why is it so shit? Why don't you go and actually Talk to people. Please do. It really does help.
Due to poor working conditions, there won't be anyone left to animate these series that we love so much. The industry as it stands is, in essence, set in old ways, having perpetuated an incredibly inefficient production methodology. To illustrate this, notice how studios are being unable to deliver products within their set date of delivery.
As you clearly heard, set day delivery. As what's going on with One Punch Man Season 3 and other great anime. Why are they so downgraded after the first release? This is the reason. And people don't seem to know it. So please retweet and share this if you don't mind. Look, reason why I got a subscription on Twitter was to actually do this. Because I decided, might as well do something with the money I do have. Try communicate to people. Though no one's gonna watch me because I'm not really popular or I don't really have great ego or good looks. I also don't give a shit. But please do share this for others' well-being. Get the community involved. Please and thank you. So let's continue on with the end of the story.
And this has become normalized. Conditions like this have created a state of unprofitability for the industry, meaning that the industry is very unlikely to pursue betterment for employees, making the fight for fair wages or a studio that treats employees fairly an arduous endeavor. So I wanted to make this video as a fundraiser to implore you to donate to this cause. It's a really good cause. It's a nonprofit in Japan that helps young struggling animators. I'm also asking that you reach out to your favorite YouTubers. I think this is a really nice thing that we can do to give back to the community that we've enjoyed so much. If we work together, we have a chance of making a mark on this industry. We have a chance of showing that the West cares. We could potentially change the culture of this outdated industry and give back to people creating content that we love. Make sure you
Yeah, and this is what Master May was trying to do years ago. He was the only one from what I've seen that I followed on YouTube who actually put in the effort. Sorry, I wish I could. I had my own life, my own way of living, so I could not contribute to the online community at the time. Because look, who in the God love of all knowing, in Ireland of all places, who's going to look at a person out in the backyard of nowhere? This is why I only did it as a hobby, because I never thought I'd actually make it anywhere big. Just like Master Media in his own way of working, like he did business, and then he went to animation, and he really understood Japanese culture. That's why he wanted to help people. The fact that he did all this, and no one even understood, like Chibi Reviews, not Nicholas Light TV, and all other reactors that love anime, even Nux Taku, Nuxanor. You can definitely get out. You're a blue troll. Try help the community if you can. I don't expect anyone to contribute, but please do. For your love of One Punch Man and any other anime you wish to see not fall into the ground, try communicate, talk to everyone. That's what voices are for. The fact that it's on Twitter, it might help, and I'm also on Kick and Twitch to try to broaden their horizon, you know?
guys like the video and leave a comment, boost that engagement. It helps with the YouTube algorithm, and it will share the video to more people. I'm also considering a trip to Japan later this year, potentially early next year. I want to actually go there and document the process of how they house these young animators and even go interview them and see their experiences. So hopefully we can raise some money for this nonprofit in Japan dedicated to helping animators. I hope you guys will pitch in if you can. I'm going to pitch in myself. And hopefully we can get some more YouTubers to also make videos on this topic and help.
Like, it really shows, like, the fact that this was out 3 years and it only got 500,000 views. And based on the algorithm on YouTube, it should have got way more. Like, look, donate to animator support charities. Use hashtag SaveAnime on Twitter and other socials when you make your posts supporting the cause. Get as many other YouTubers as you can to help and tell them to reach out to me for more info. You heard them out. Everyone that's watching me, please do retweet this, okay? Save anime. You really want to save One Punch Man? Save anime, okay? Please do that for your own sake and for others on others' behalf, you know? Just really try it. And then if you want to see these links to each of these, go to Master Media's link that I put in the description below on the Twitter feed. The way you can go and see these for yourselves. And let's see, when was the last time anyone actually commented on this? As you can see, the most recent was 2 years ago. And then when I go to news first, 11 days. Best example is new Demon Slayer movie. It probably will do 1 billion box office. Still a highly successful franchise. They are crazy underpaid and overworked. Company are so finely greedy, it's disgusting. As you can imagine, and that's what we've come to in the industry for One Punch Man in this case. So everyone that's watching, I appreciate you viewing, but please retweet the video below as well as support the cause. Save anime, okay? Let's see. What is it? Hashtag save anime. Hashtag One Punch Man. I'm gonna add the individuals, Moist Critical. Moist. Let's see. Then what was it? PewDiePie. What was it? PewDiePie. And then Jacksepticeye. Okay. And then who else? Chibi. And who else? Nicholas Light. Since you have a lot to say and you don't want to talk, at least try to do some, okay? You can at least do this much. At least you know some. As well as who else? Who else reacted? Let's see, who else? Oh yeah, Nuxhaku. Nux. I hope you're looking at this. Let's see, who else? We got Tecton. Then we have Asmongold. Not saying they're going to look at this, but I hope they at least consider. Then who else? You have your Gorgora. No, that's not right. Her name is Sab. Where is it? Sabat. Here it is. And also Iron Mouse. Because at the moment these people are the most popular on the internet. So we'll do this, copy this. Exile that. Don't worry, I'm just gonna do it. Let's see. Where's the quote? Few quotes. Because if they have, it means they should be able to. So anyone in the One Punch Man community, please do. Please do make sure I type this correctly. Let's see. Let's see, just make sure. Who else? Am I missing anyone? Oh yeah, Templar. Not saying he'll watch, but he likes One Punch Man, if I recall. So I'll go ahead, my now. Got it? Sunglasses and surf. Okay, hope they can get it out here. And I'll get back to the situation anyway. So, what time is it? Really? It's 9 o'clock. Well, anywho, let's see. Where did I left on this situation? Yeah, I think it was around here, the bandwagon. Seriously, actually do research. Talk to your animator buddies and get their opinion. They would know how difficult and costly it is to produce the most legendary season One Punch Man. Well, nowadays. I am just including everyone because everyone wants their voices heard. I know I generally phrased it in a strange way, but that's emotions. Like, everyone's gonna make fuck ups when you're typing these words. It's pretty normal. So, if anyone could actually look at this, make your own take of it. Make your own post. Even Elon Musk like One Punch Man. And I know some of you can get his attention. So, the other way, with a few other things that happen in Japan, who's ahead there? Talk to people who do animation in Japan. The workforce in the animation sector is generally overworked and in high demand on a ridiculous schedule. Charlie, this is your second time you've ranted too soon. You're right in one sense. The investors and committee involved provided lack of funding likely. Not every animation is going to be top tier. Why? Most studios are under strain and a time frame to work with or generally prefer a niche that the animator enjoy doing. And yeah, you are right, but at the same time, you didn't do your research. Not to my knowledge that you mentioned in the video, young man. Dace's staff was the only studio who risked it all, their reputation and careers to provide themselves. At least hold your tongue and be patient. I know I should have corrected that to patient rather than patience, but then as for Shin Nagi, who currently has their account deleted because they couldn't handle all the bullshit from all the haters and trolls on Twitter and other platforms. You probably do know that, everyone who got involved on the bandwagon. What were you thinking? Hitting on the wrong group, you nutcases. But anywho, with directing this impossible task, like it is, like he pretty much was the prop for One Punch Man Season 3. Could you imagine putting that pressure on you? Expecting it to be great, especially with Garo versus Saitama. Yeah. So yeah, you'll be shitting a brick. Apologies for my vulgar language, but that's pretty much how it goes. Put yourself in his shoes. If you're that annoyed, you try animating, even a minute, without the AI, you nutcases. If you can't even do without AI, you're pretty much no good at all, are you? Like, I'm no better myself. I can draw, I can do a little bit of pixel animations, but that takes time and effort to refine color and secret and time each and every moment on the storyboard. Could you imagine trying to slow down on the animation to get them chill, slow-mo, cool moves, and then go whoop ass on the bad guys or the good guys? It's not easy, or even breaking objects. Then doing the sound effects that go into it and all the rest, you know? Then to transfer it to computer to digitize it. Because, like, it's only done on paper. Old fashioned. And I know you want to do AI to actually improve it. I understand. The AI industry is booming at the moment. As people are aware, there's over 8 million data centers, which a good few of those major in AI training. So why can't you communicate to each of these individuals that do AI training in these data centers for the companies? You can get them in Japan. It probably is, but they're not being synchronized into the likes of training centers for artists that are only starting off because they're old fashioned, as you were just told in Master's anime industry and how it is portrayed behind the scenes, you know? And it's not an amateur's game. Please respect the artists and animators of Japan. They are awesome. Okay? Then, I don't mean to really screw this guy over. There are other people on Twitter who are doing it. It's just Nicholas Slight did do reactions. And his thumbnails, I don't mean to put in a bad way. He did a good presentation, but his thumbnail portrayed it the wrong way to the audience, assuming it sucked that bad, you know? Like eating a bad apple and it's rotten on the inside. That's how I felt when I looked at that video thumbnail. I didn't look at his video, but I'm going to. Don't you worry, Nicholas. And I seen the one frame, man, as Moist Critical freaking mentioned on his video, like, so it was pretty obvious he either got it from Nicholas or some other person who told him in his chat log, very likely. Trend coming from your videos. I get it's a form of clickbait and to get attention in your own unique way. Like everyone's trying to make a living. Can't blame them. I do not mean to sue you, as there are others of like-minded methods. Anywho, multiple animations are based on panels, frame by frame, dummies. Dragon Ball, My Hero Academia, Black Clover, any of your favorite anime, they're all based off that. You should have known, like, how else do you think they look like? Ooh, it looks like that for the book. Duh. And then hashtag with Japan, awesome animator One Punch Man. Blame the community and or investors, not animators. Wait until it's done, because like it's only on its second episode. Please don't harass the staff. Encourage them. Show your support. Try and make them feel at ease. Because like you can imagine, as I said and showed you in the video, how the anime industry is in Japan currently, and it probably still is, maybe even worse. No one seems to be doing anything. Please do help. You know? It really does help when people show a bit of emotions. I know everyone's struggling. Because if you consider how bad it is, people saving money. Because, like, with the inflation rates gone skyrocket because of money grubbers in business industries, then politics, money laundering on stupid schemes. You can clearly see that. I never once liked the politics. The moment they opened their mouth, the moment they lied. And that's pretty obvious. That's why no one had interest in the likes of politics. And then you have this guy, Mapap, who's actually trying to make a difference now recently, I heard, going into the American politics. And it's dangerous. People can get killed. You can be blackmailed. Everything. He's risking his career to try and help change it for YouTubers and people to get their voice out because the journalists and news media fucking suck. They were banned long ago, everyone. Why do you think no one can understand? Why did you always think no one understand what was really going on? Because no one was ever told the truth. Because it's easier to lie, apparently, rather than being told the truth, you know? And that's what's the situation with One Punch Man. Though there's contracts in place for this, with non-disclosure agreements being NDAs, so they can't really tell everyone. Yeah, apparently there's a leaker in Bandai that's leaking all this freaking ahead for the episodes. Like, whoever you are, you're a gobshite. Bad business practice on management level. What were you even thinking trying that stunt? They're already trying to work their ass up, and here you taking videos. Oh, yeah, let's show this. What are you at? Like, even for a business point of view, that is stupid and ignorant, whoever did that in Bandai Namco in the market industry. You should be ashamed. And you see how hard these animators are working, and here you are doing this. Now, I don't know firsthand how hard these animators are working, but based on the anime industry video Master Media did, as well as other people who probably did, showing their first-hand experience. You gotta take this to heart, okay, everyone? So, sorry for being angry and emotionally charged. Like, that's pretty normal when you really like something. Like, I really adored One Punch Man, I still do. Well, at the moment, it's not really great when everyone's shitting on it for their own amusement and content, as you get drama farmers, breadcrumbers, and all kind of other tubers, you know? Well, I hope it really does help now. I do appreciate anyone who takes the time to read, as a guy who just is a mate on the internet. That's why I chose Guardia Files. Like, eventually I'll have that thing up and running with the help of a lovely rigger as well as artists that took time, and I really appreciate them. And then, I just slapped together a few thumbnails or images from One Punch Man. This is pretty much season 1. Season 2 with Suryu. But you can see the emotions, the impact, the art that was done into coloring this, making it come to life on the animation for season 1, as well as season 2. And then I had the trolls on the far side. Not saying they're all trolls, but you can get that look, that stare, that intimidation. Then you have the crazy people in their own mobs. And then you have the ones who have their own agendas, who don't give a shit, who think they know it. Oh yeah, I got the answer I'm looking for. And then the anguish, the regret, the crazed impressions. They can't believe you. This is what the Western culture is, as well as the Japanese culture, because of the hype. And this marketing crap on Bandai Namco is shit. Whoever is in their company deserves to get a reprimand, not the animators. Business etiquette needs to actually be improved. I done business. It is shit as anything. And I'm not saying it's any better in Japan. And I apologize in advance of all my vulgar language, but that's life. You've seen it with Twitch, how they treat their staff. No one's getting paid probably. They're getting paid peanut. And they're not even doing their job right. Even the security are doing shit. And yeah, you have Amazon and the other people in it who are just freeloading off the whole thing just to make more money. And here, in this case, being the streamers, meet and greets, and then other events, they're probably understaffed, apparently, and then incidents happen where people got hurt, not looked after. Like, what are people thinking? This is how scummy life has become. And I know my voice won't mean much. Actions do more. And that's why we communicate. Try and make plans. Actually establish some form of alignment in this case. Try to do that, okay? And I hope my words do reach each of you. And then as I continue on to look at other posts, as I said before, to reiterate my point, Bandai Namco, you have a branch in the United States, right? You can definitely get in touch with them, and I know some of you that love their games, and they love following you, as I've seen a few individuals getting followed. So you can probably make a difference. Though you probably don't want to hurt the reputation because it's so great, but at the current moment, even games suck. And here's the other one that does the studio. And then as I go through, I'll just do this. These are the more recent ones, so I'll just reload. Well, people enjoy One Punch Man, as you can clearly see. I hope you're all able to keep up my words. So, why is Garo so sick, man? These are the thumbnails I'm seeing on YouTube, not just YouTube. There's probably some on Twitch. I'm just using YouTube as an example. Not to criticize any of the content creators. They're doing their best. They're trying to give their own opinions. And then you have. So, this is season 3 One Punch Man. One Punch Man season 3, episode 2 reaction. And then all the different reactions, the expressions, the face, the shock, the awe, the flabbergasted, the astoundment. Like some people are enraged, others are in joy. They're glad to see it back after 6 years. But the main thing is it good enough? Do you want it to be better? Try help the animators. Try communicate, okay, everyone? As I reiterate, Jacksepticeye being Sean and Moist Critical or Penguin Zero. Ye two, I don't know what you're doing sitting on your friggin' holes doing nothing. The fact that you have the time to watch cartoons like myself says a lot. And I don't really get time to do much because I have a life. And I don't really get much because I'm a peasant in your eyes, you know? So I hope you can help. As I've seen, everyone's trying to do their best. Now, I don't mean to be mean to Nicholas, but a lot of people were hating him, so I'm going to try and help him out and watch this video. I know I'll probably get copyright, but what the hell? As long as I don't get blocked or get a strike, I won't worry. Don't worry, Nicholas, I will at least hear your side of the story. Now, this is episode 1, or 2, actually, you should watch the first one. Let's see. Just give it a second. Make sure it's uploaded. Alright, let's see. Which one's this? No, that's not it. Like, I would watch other YouTubers, but I just need to see this one. Okay. This is what Nicholas reacted to. And I don't mean it a bad way, but the thumbnails he used is like, what were you expecting? That was gonna happen. Okay, I'll just skip his recent videos. Probably be handier. But yeah, I hope this helps anyone in the One Punch Man community. Please retweet, share, and get informed, okay? Please do. And look, you can look it on Twitch or Kick. There should be a link on my... Actually, I should probably put it in. Being a dumbass like myself, I should have done that. And let's see. Go to channel. Probably be a smart idea. Okay, so what I'll do is just bear with me a moment while that's loading up. Like I said, my internet ain't great, everyone. Okay, copy. Did I copy? Copied. Alright. Alright, and then go back to here. But yeah, I hope my words mean much to you. Let's see, was this one? No, that's not the one. Go back to here. And I'm not sure if anyone's going to actually view my video, but I hope my words do mean much to you. I know my dialect is off since I am an Irishman. That's not what I was trying to do. Come on. Freaking technology these days is out the window. Come on. Watch me on Kick to replay any segments. Situation. And then I'll Kick's one, or then go to Twitter. Alright, let's see. Probably just go here behind here. Back to the channel. I tell you, trying to release your emotions is hard. So now the next issue is actually talking to people about the situation, which will be more tedious to see how they approach the situation, you know? And I'll probably have to do a bunch of typing up and such to make notes of this, and hopefully I'll be able to at least help out. Channel. So it's going to get a bit janky, I suppose, with the frames per second, everyone. So bear with me a moment. I guess, let's see. Bear with me a minute. Okay. So copy the URL, copied. And then I'll go back to the Creator dashboard. Now I'll go back over here. And then also to watch a replay situation. And I hope that people can take their time. I know everyone's busy, so they're probably interested in just a minute's worth of recapping. So I apologize. I'm not really good at recapping and clipping. So if anyone wants to clip it or do anything, be my guest. I honestly don't really give a toss. I do this just for a hobby. It's like Saitama does it as his hobby for being a hero, you know? Because, like, you can only do so much in reality. And you know yourself, there's only so much in life you can really get by. Some stream manager, and then I'll go over other stuff before I log off of Twitter. Because I do have work in the morning, unfortunately. I have to go up like, let's see, how much time? I know I've worked for like 6 in the morning, so another 8 hours, 8 to 9 hours, I guess. So let's see here. Bitrate 900 kilobytes. Alright, so while that's loading, just to get these out of the way. Not saying anyone looks at my videos. As I said, I'm only a myth on the internet, like anyone else in life. Oh, let's see. Make sure it's not playing audio, because I don't want to be hearing my own voice. I'm not really a fan of hearing it. Come on, mute. Pause. Mute. Where is it? Nicholas. Okay, Nicholas. I'll go look at the video that you first started off with One Punch Man Season 3, Episode 1. Look, I will credit you and give my opinion of the situation. Let's see, where is it? Dear One Punch Man fans. Okay, so he did that 9 days ago. So I'll look at each of his videos and do not criticize the poor fella. He does not deserve it. Now, I don't know. We'll go with season 1 rather than going by his 6. Like, he really enjoyed it. Like, he like, oh my gosh, it's awesome. So, don't worry, Nicholas. I won't scrutinize you. Well, we'll see anyway. But I'll be very fair in my take. Hey, I'm no professional. I'm just your average farmer. Okay, well, I want to go showing you my real life because I'm well aware how doxing and all that nonsense occurs in real life. So we'll see. So he's reviewing the anime via a different platform, probably on Crunchyroll and that. And then we'll just go read his description. Full uncut anime reactions. And you can find him on his Patreon if you want to view the whole thing. Because everyone needs a living, and he does it through that. The way he doesn't have the issue of having to deal with copyright strikes, because like it's on his own private channel, and Patreon's very good that way. From what I understand, based on what video you post. Stream every day at 12 p.m. and on Twitch he is as well. Now, don't go send them hate or anything like that. Be fair to the guy. Hear him out. You're an adult. Like most of the people that are in the One Punch Man community on Twitter are generally adults. So be respectful. Okay? But at the same time, if you think he's doing anything inappropriate, call him out. But don't make his livelihood crap, you know? He's doing the best he can. Like everyone else. And then, no, he doesn't really give any description other than I don't get people. Why they just use the transcript? I don't get that. Anywho, I'll give you a like. Jeez, oh, few dislikes anyway. There must have been a reason for it. Well, we'll see. Okay, Nicholas. Copper nickel. See what your take is. And then I'll just turn on the volume because there's a little loud.
One of the worst experiences I've had in my life.
Really? Now, currently it's translated other than the subtitles, so you'll have to bear with the Japanese text. Hey, better off going with the original.
I have to remember where we are because I'm not gonna lie.
This is chapter 85 for people who aren't sure. Just to recap, actually, I should actually get it up. Okay, and then go to, I have a folder for this. Not Run Online, One Punch Man manga. Because, like, I do watch it, since I don't get the chance to pay for it, because, like, parents, I don't have all the money in the world to review it. Just bear one more, it's just trying to link in. So, if people who aren't able to, this is one website you're able to view. So, we're going to chapter 85. And Yusato Moriya has done a lot. I did a good bit of revision for the ninja arc as well. So here we are, everyone. This is chapter 85. Just to give you an idea. Just going to load into this to get us to know. Okay. Oh yeah, since there's multiple tabs, I'm going to have to open up OBS, you know? I probably could do it on the screen. Save this. Probably be handier if I did it like this. At least then everyone can view it. So, One Punch Man, the impregnable fortress is shaken to its core with this news. As you can clearly see, if you wish to watch it, just go look for One Punch Man online website to give you a disclosure and such. We can look into all the details, but pretty much scrolls through as such. As we're going by, I know you all want to watch One Punch Man. I'm only going to do the first 2 chapters, because basically this is what it is. You can slow down in your own time, but this is how pretty much it rolls out. There are parts in the anime that are scrapped, and that's something I did recap in my own video on YouTube if you do wish to know. Now, I'll just skip the parts that are around, and I don't mean to roast JC staff, but really, everyone did notice the little altercations because of quality, and then trying to mimic it is very hard. And then try to bring into motion is another thing, you know? As you clearly see. This was also cut out as well. As people didn't know. This part was not put in the panel for the episode as well. So they left out this chunk. And this goes on into the next one, you know? Chapter 86. As you could probably all imagine what happens there. But there's also another part that was missed as well. So I'm sorry that y'all want me to just review it. And this is where everyone thirsts Garo, all the women. Especially know one on Twitter who really thirsts for Garo after seeing this. But yeah, from here, Garo is in the Monsters organization in the underground, where it is based under Ghost City. As you can clearly see, you've seen the special ops being brought in, and they're faced off against Goro. And then from there, you see a cyborg or a machine of sorts. Machine God G5. And this is a demon level threat apparently. And he was the one who took down the special ops. And there's also parts in it that weren't also mentioned. Like this. The monsters jumped these squads. Then Gorgor gave the order for, in this case, Royal Ripper and Insect God to intervene. As you clearly see Royal Ripper ripping them to shreds, you're really missing out on this. In the manga, he's called Royal Ripper, but he's called in Viz Media's subtitles something else, if I recall. It's kind of weird the way they're doing the typo in translations. No, it could be wrong. The translation in Japanese could be misinterpreted based on this. But these were redone. But then after that, you go from there, and then you have your lovely seductress, Do S, come in. As you can clearly see also, her design was never really done to specs in season 2 either. They kind of had to redo it. But she's very skimpy and very dominatrix in the design. From there on, you clearly see how the anime rolls out, and she really lays into them. And this part I feel was censored out, you know? So it makes me wonder, you know? I just hope that people were able to criticize this for these parts in their own reactions, as well as Nicholas. I hope he brought this as I'm going to see. And this is how the chapter pretty much ends. See? They're going to tail him now. And that's how this chapter starts. So, as I'm going back to Nicholas to see what his take is.
You guys, I haven't watched this anime in over 2 years. I know King. This the goat.
Yep.
Yeah, thank God we have King as our ally. I can't believe we're watching this right now. Like, yeah, I've been clowning on it for like the past year or so because we have little to no fucking promotion for the anime itself. But
He's not wrong. Like, in fairness, we were given nothing. Other than the manga, everyone was only given a hint, but no actual confirmation until like a few months in advance, and a tiny promotion by a freelancer. And he did his best, considering the time frame to release it. Like, Bandai really are leeching off these animators, and it's so unfair. This is why I'm saying with the anime industry, how unfairly treated the animators are as well as the artists. So please do respect them. Like Nicholas, I'll see what his understanding of the situation is. Okay? So he says he has to watch in 2 years, so I apologize for interrupting his monologue or dialogue.
I can't believe I'm actually watching One Punch Man Season 3, if we're being honest. I think we could all agree on that. What are you going to do about it? Yeah. Wow, look at this PNG talking about this insane animation. Yeah.
See, Nicholas really enjoys One Punch Man. He really loves it based on the expression. So please don't hurt this fella. He just trying to do his own little thing. Okay? Now I know I made comments on Twitter, but I just said it in regards to his clickbait, and people took it the wrong way, sort of. And I apologize if I misinterpreted it and didn't expand about it. I suck in that regard, so I hope you can forgive me. And all the others that didn't mean to take it to heart, but when you get hatred, you're going to take it out on people. And it'll help you in the long run.
There we go. Finally, holy shit, some movement. I promise I'm not here to hate the entire time, all right, guys? I am literally
See, he even promised.
just rage baiting, okay? Can we calm the fuck down now, all right? I'm going into this open-minded, you know, I believe that we might have
He's like a little kid there. He's like, oh yeah. Because everyone acts like that with One Punch Man. Everyone does.
something here. You know what I mean? After watching the opening, I truly believe we might have a good season ahead of us. So far, you know,
See, he was being very optimistic here.
at least we have dick noses over here and talking mustaches. But we'll see. We'll see. They're just sitting down at a table, okay, guys? I'm gonna go along with Twitter right now. They're like, you don't need crazy animation for talking scenes, even though you see slice of life anime with some great animation for talking.
By slice of life, he probably refers to Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. That's a slice of life by the whole concept of how life is normal 1 minute and then goes into action pack sort of meaning. That's my understanding.
Scenes that have no action in them whatsoever, but We'll see. The noses and the mouths are hilarious, bro.
I wonder how he was when he reacted to Double Chin Kid. That must have shocked the daylights out of him.
Look at that fucking mouth. It looks like an asshole. A monster abducted my... Wait, is this the kid's father? The ugly kid with the unibrow? It looks just like him. It looks like an older...
No. That's what I was just thinking about. Nah, that was the founder of the Hero Association you're thinking of. This is the other kid that we're going to see in the chapter later on.
Version of him. He didn't abduct him. You fucking idiot.
Now remember, he's from America, so he's going to be more expressive, and I don't mean to take that stereotypically. Like, Americans are more free of spirit, and they're so kindred. Please keep that in mind. Everyone has the right to express in their own way. So it might be vulgar or this, that, and the other, but that's just general people for you. Everyone has their own expressions. Like me not giving a shit, saying this, that, and the other like himself, you know?
Sekingal? Oh, I thought it was a zipper. It's like mechanical. You ain't Genos. Yes! Hell yeah. The GOAT. I missed her so fucking much.
Who didn't miss Tatsumaki? Tornado Terror.
Bro, holy shit. Look at them just standing there. So
Just make a...
still. Some good movement in his arms, okay. Some good mouth lollipop movement. Bro, I actually prefer the season to look like this at this point.
Yeah, you can't be wrong with the chippy models. It really does make it more fun in that sense.
Nice ass shot. We saw all of this in the trailers. I thought there would at least be some more movement, but
But like, I don't know if he looks at the manga, but like, that's how it pretty much is in the manga.
This motherfucker is black. It's insane.
Spoiler, he's just well tanned. He just does that. That's why people aren't aware at the moment.
I say that with love. This is all interesting. But I want a little more. Bro, I know what people are gonna say. Jesus Christ.
Oh?
Holy Christmas. I know what people are gonna say. They're gonna say, "Oh, what do you expect? Some crazy animation? They're just talking." Guys, have you ever watched anime? I thought I was new to anime.
Well, you definitely didn't watch it onto it. There's loads of different anime. Not all of them are always in motion. There are some that take a slow pace, just like Frieren. So there's a lot of environment to make up for that.
I thought I was the newbie. I thought I was the tourist. Like, I'm sure y'all have watched anime where it's just talking. I mean, look at Frieren, for example. That looks amazing. It looks out of this fucking world in moments where they're just literally looking at each other. So that's no fucking excuse, man. Like, if I'm over here shaking my head because I'm like, damn, like, what the fuck am I watching right now? Like, don't blame me, man. God damn, I just want what's best for One Punch Man.
And he really does. But he never probably looked at the manga, like I said. Because the way he's interpreted, based on season 1, that was so different. That was just to get into the hype. That's how it starts off. Different genre, different anime. They're gonna do that. Like, that's how One Punch Man was. It's just a bunch of stray monsters. Then it evolves into the reason for people wanted to be heroes in this case. So you gotta keep that in mind when you do stuff like that. Everyone has the reason to live in One Punch Man. And that's what Yusato Moriata and One did. They diversified in simple and complex ways for people to grasp and make it so interesting for a parody as well as action. You know?
Holy shit! I'm not just gonna open my mouth and inhale shit.
Try not burst your holes laughing.
Character designs are great. That ass is great.
Hold on there now, boy. You're very cheeky. Keep your lid shut for the time being. Joking.
That black ass. Oh my god. What the fuck are we doing? This looks terrible.
Oh yeah, I should probably preemptively assume what just say he says any slurs. I'm not sure with Twitch or Kick, but it should be alright. I'll mute it out on the video if I bring it to YouTube, you know?
Sorry, man. Like, look at this. I'm about to react like this the whole time.
Well, yeah, you're expecting a little motion, but like people do stand still. It is a thing, but you're expecting a bit of human motion. It would make sense even if it's moving.
He's so black. Oh my god, look at him. My man looks like he came out of the Blue Locks.
You won't get irritated. I can see why some people probably dislike him, but that's just who he is. Like, don't be an ass to someone who just expresses themselves differently. I know it irritates somebody, but be patient. Like, every content creator is different, so bear with him, okay, please.
All you got is action. I mean, it's called One Punch Man. Like I said.
And you have to remind you of a big child. Not gonna lie, that's why a lot of people are probably irritated.
It's not called One Talk Man. It doesn't mean I don't care about these conversations. But holy shit, man, I feel like I'm watching a talking coloring book. There we go, finally. Yeah, pretty prisoner.
Huh.
Man, this is hard to watch.
I agree. But you're alright.
You want this? You want this? Oh, don't watch it then. Don't watch it. Feed me more shit. Feed me more shit. Bro, I'm just being honest, man. I'm gonna watch the whole season. Like, I fucking love One Punch Man, but god damn, man. Damn.
Just having to bear with it. Like, that's the whole point. People are just there for the moments where it really gets you by the balls.
This pisses me off. It's only one episode, bro. We're in its third fucking season of one of the biggest IPs, anime IPs in the universe. You blame me for acting like this? At least I have enough passion to care. I love.
As you've seen, like a lot of people did react to One Punch Man. I could have scrolled on forever on YouTube and other platforms just to let you know.
This fucking series.
Oh.
Better have a sex scene. Oh god, I'm hard.
Won't blame you. It
This
really
is gonna
can't
be my
go.
most disliked video. I can feel it already. Just for being honest. Everybody wants me to lie all of the time. This just looks fucking.
Really? People want you to lie, huh? That's interesting.
Terrible, man. Yeah, like honestly, I'm hoping that it's just because it's a strategy meeting and it's gonna get better like from here on out. But if we're in episode 2 next week and it has not improved, bro, I don't know. Like I have hope. I still have hope. Am I fucking crazy? Is that insane? That
There you go, everyone. On the One Punch Man. There you go. He does believe, just like any other fan. He's just his own version of how he perceives it. Like that's normal. So don't take the hate to the guy, okay? Like I said, I would roast you if you did any more inappropriate ones, which he didn't. I never looked at any of his videos, but the clickbait thumbnails would make you assume it, you know? So that's where a lot of people probably get their impressions from. And I'm only watching his first video now. It's very overwhelming, a lot of emotions. It really is heartfelt. And he's fairly pent up too. So I'll try bear with the rest of it. I wish I had more.
I still have hope for this fucking anime. Am I crazy? I think I am, guys. I think I am.
Hey, listen.
This is like the big return for One Punch Man after 6 years, guys. This is it. This is the big statement.
Just to let you know, that's Dr. Boyfly. He's Metal Knight. And the book Titan would make you gab.
I wasn't expecting a fucking beaver talking. I'll give that to this season. The character designs are great. Like, they did great. Art style-wise, great. There's your compliment of the day. Yeah, man, I'm sure he's fucking shaking.
Just to know, the way they had a background image with a bunch of different streaks and expressions, it's just to get that old vibe to anime. Because, like, One Punch Man gives an 80s to 90s vibe. They're trying to revitalize. That's what people need. And plus, it's a parody. So, parodies kind of have this emotion, which is what they were trying to bring out of it.
I'm going to be shaking because that would warrant animation.
Ooh.
I want to see somebody defending this. I really do, man, because it will worry me. It will.
Like, I did defend it and also criticized it in my only video reaction to the One Punch Man, but I never reacted to the actual video of season 1, or episode 1, I mean, because one, I don't have the means, and plus I'll probably get copyrighted, very likely, even though they probably won't with the IP, but still, I don't want to take that chance. Alright, try that with Dr. Stone, only 19 seconds, and I got a copyright and blocked it. I was like, what? Only 19 seconds, and they didn't even play the whole video. I was like, jeez, they're very uptight. I got that lifted, but even still. So that's why I was skeptical when doing a One Punch Man episode 1 season 3, because it's brand new and a lot of people are trying to watch it on the legal channels, you know? Wink, wink.
Honestly, worry me. Y'all got this. Come on. Yeah. There we go. There's another trailer shot right there. Some jacket movement.
See, now that's pretty badass with Zombie Man. He always gets a badass shots.
And I thought when I saw this in the trailer, it was just like promoting the actual scenes. Like
No. What they were doing, they were just filtering over it. Like, it literally looked like a filter to me. Like, I don't really look at much, but it definitely looked they were covering it. The fact that they were good artists shows that they were hiding stuff. You know?
fluid and shit. These are literally ripped from the trailer. Like, no changes at all. Like, they really gave us the first episode. There we go. Let's hope the budget went here. Oh, yeah. There we go. We know.
Wait. Did I misinterpret the episode, or is he just putting them in as thumbnails?
Where to put the budget, all right? There we go. Look at that ass. Look at all that One Punch Man season 3.
There's Bang.
I bet the whole fucking budget went on Blizzard.
Very likely.
We saw all this. They really showed everything.
Well, like, there's only fragments in it, so what do you expect? It only shows the best bits, you know?
Welcome to our world. Welcome to One Punch Man season 3, Blizzard B. Like, what was that? Bro, that was the best fucking animation in the episode. Where's this the entire time? Look at this. There we go. Nick, I'm gonna stop watching if you keep talking about the animation.
That's funny how he does the googly eyes. What a quirk. But yeah, he's not wrong. They probably put a lot of the animation on to the little moments. As I said, the anime industry is tight budget. So JC staff were probably only able to get the best scenes and putting the most effort into the most expressive parts, you know? So you'd be lucky. Now, I hope they'll be able to do more, and I still believe they're still experimenting with their art style. It's based on a 2D and 3D format. From what I've seen in my own description in the video, I clearly understood that, you know?
Go watch these other fucking channels. There's like 1,000 of them. They're gonna be like, wow.
Yeah, you're not wrong. No, I didn't do any of that. I didn't go glazing the whole lot because I read the manga and I kind of know, not to spoil it, but I was like, I was being fair, criticizing, being poetic about it since I'm kind of like a storyteller in my own way of talking. So I keep it to the point, I do give it the hands when it deserves it. Didn't do that.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Oh, wow, that's pretty good. Fuck that. Fuck that. That ain't me. This is the best part of the episode. I'm actually enjoying this part.
落ち着いたふりしてさすがにちょっと焦ってるんでしょ
いや別にいつものことだし
はあこの状況がいつものことなわけない
Genos
でし
is
ょ
activated.
武術大会の応援と戦闘で忙しかったからな
Martial
教
arts.
会用の通信機器も溶けてなくなってしまったし
ああ、わしもじわれに Bro, what is that? I forgot that was there.
Crack you
Even
up.
the OSTs, I feel like I love them, but is it weird to anybody else, or am I just cherry picking? I'm not even cherry fucking picking right now, bro. I'm being serious. Like,
Cherry picking, you have the blossoms there.
I feel like they're just thrown in. Like it's just one just stops and the other I don't know. There's no like lead into it. I know it's random.
Yeah, but that's the whole point. It's a parody. It's just like gag moments. It's like that's how One Punch Man was. If you do read a manga, pretty much script by script, frame by frame, panel by panel, you know? But that's the way one interpreted what you saw to Moriarty. And it really fit. Like, keeping it sporadic and crazy definitely suits childish people like yourself, so it is a good thing. Keep you unexpected surprise, do stuff like that. It really helps people, you know?
And that's the humor of the show, but it's just weird right now.
Wait, what? Bear with a second.
Hello, Daddy.
Yeah, see, everyone's thirsting over Garo.
The fucking goat has arrived.
Literal.
I'm not even excited. Isn't that a sin? He's like one of my favorite characters, and I looked at him like he was.
He stole the show from Saitama. Like, this is his part, because, like, in a sense, each of the characters are given their own backstory, and also, well, not full backstory, but they're given their own side of the story in the show, which is very important.
There's another person.
Ooh.
Why would they just put him in a random cell like that? With how powerful he is. That's the effort that was put into this anime right there. The effort.
Wow, were you expecting to blast the freaking door wide open after being that heavily injured, dude? He might be strong in that, but even still, he has to look after himself, even if it breaks the laws of physics.
Like putting him into a jail cell. At least they have the all-star voice cast, right, guys? There we go. Machine God, Gear 5. Machine God Kelly. Like, look at this character design, bro. It is so fucking good. Oh my god, man.
And this is why I'm saying, like, how it's rendered. Because I don't think it's fully done the way you expected. The fact that you can see the shading just very slightly, even though it's not noticeable. See, right under the arms, right by the sides, even though it's padded and composited, you can definitely see there's a mix between the two.
So good.
Ooh. As I was referencing in the chapter of 86, when I was showing it in season 2 with the West, they still didn't transcribe because they found it more simpler. And I don't know if you saw it on One Approve, which they probably did with Bandai's committee, but even still, you can tell they didn't go all in all on the exact details. Like the mask has it, and then the arm, it's just fully gloved, as you can see.
Party started.
Here comes the torture session.
There we go. Yeah.
Now here's the thing, as I said, they missed out on the panel. The first few panels before there where the monsters jumped them and Royal Ripper was meant to come in on Gorgor's orders to intervene. So this is where a bit of the budget was slipped out.
The One Punch Man manga, not mangaka. The animators have to be like ultimate gooners, right? Like, I see animation
It wasn't a gooner. Every guy has that in them.
only in the titties and ass characters, right? Everything else is ass. You know what I mean? Like, like I don't know, man. Oh hell yeah!
Now, just to know, her chest meant to be a bit more perked with a point on it in the manga, as you probably know. But this is why they kind of roughed off some things to cut on the budget. And they didn't mean to. It's just they didn't have the equipment or that, or didn't have the time. So they're only doing this based on a weekly basis for the Bandai Namco's committee's appropriate calls. I don't know which or what is being directed, but I'm not entirely sure if the director is being given all the goals because he's being paid as well as the staff by Bandai. So he's just doing his best to see what they can work with, make it stand out like on a weekly basis. And they're doing great. Like honestly, they're doing great. The fact that they did this well so far and they're still improving, I know that.
So whip me to be a slave.
今我々に足りないのは団
Who
体
won?
力そして先導者だ画廊君には幹部
I want you guys to know this, and I swear on my wife. I swear.
In Re Zero, the clown guy has the same voice actor as Gorgor, just to let you know. I recognize that
On my
voice.
wife, on my family. I am not putting on an act simply to rage bait and to get views. This is how interested I am right now. Like how you see me right now is honestly how I'm feeling about this. Like I am not enjoying this episode whatsoever, and I understand what kind of episode it is. It's a strategy meeting, right? We're talking about where we're going to be heading this season, but like it's done so horrible. It's horribly done. Like I can't even explain it, man. It's just not enjoyable. Like I'm not enjoying a single second.
Would you have liked the atmosphere to be a bit more tense, more music maybe, to give it that eerie vibe to really get you interested? Is that what you mean, Nicholas? It would make sense, you're not wrong.
Yeah, there's moments where I'm laughing, but I'm mostly laughing about how fucking bad it looks. And I'm just being honest, right? It's like, dude, I'll talk more about it at the end of this.
Oh,
彼のように
okay.
反ヒーロー思想の強い者こそ
Like, I understand he probably wants more depth on it. Remember what I said? There's 3D render as well as 2D placed in between? Like, it's mixed both. So that's probably where he's probably discussed because, like, it's not really what you want, and I understand. It's not on the same level as season one, but at the same time, season one will probably be near enough this. Probably a bit more color, if that's what you're looking for, I guess.
This episode doesn't deserve these peak OSTs.
And just to notice, he has a filter over the screen, as you can see. That's what a lot of people do to avoid a copyright claim. In some cases, it works and it doesn't.
本物の怪人であることを証明して
Oh yeah, prove it. Come on, I want to see a crazy action sequence of you proving why you're a fucking monster.
シルバーファングたちは生き残っている
Go kill them, Garo. Show them One Punch Man season 1. Show them animation. Go. Get him, boy.
なりそうなんだ早くしてよ画廊が外に出た
How dare you waste these voice
尾
actors'
行
time?
しろ
Yeah, because they weren't given their screen time.
Is that it?
Yep, that's it. That was all there is. So now we'll hear Nicholas's take.
That was one of the worst experiences I think I've had in my life. I don't even want to upload this, but I
Oh no, like he doesn't mean it in that sense. It just means his expectations as to how it went or strategy is like he would have wanted fighting, I imagine. That makes sense. Anyone would like season one, episode one, One Punch Man. Saitama pretty much stole the show, kicking ass, destroying monsters, having a dream. That really got people's blood boiling and pumping. That's why he was probably looking for that old vibe.
because then you guys could be like, oh, you probably liked it. And I don't want that perception at all. I couldn't even get into the story. Like, I feel like this could have been 1 minute. It could have been 1 minute long. Like, this could have just been talked about. It's been 6 fucking years. For me, it's been a little over 2 years. But for you guys, it's been 6 years. Imagine waiting 6 years for this. This is the episode. This is what you're coming back to. Like, you would expect them to come back like fucking home run. Like, we're back. One Punch Man, one of the biggest anime IPs.
Like, I understand where he comes from. He's not wrong. He is not wrong. He's right in all words of his own opinion. But this is only on his opinion. Everyone gives their own takes. But his points are valid.
The universe is back. Here we go. Here we are. Now I know why they didn't promote the fucking show. Because if they promoted it, nobody would have watched it.
What?
An accurate depiction of this fucking episode. Yes! At least he's back.
Sonic is Sonic is always going to be the underdog. I really appreciate Sonic. I know a lot of people don't like him, but the fact that Saitama sees something in him, I think they have a story from
Makes me think of Attack on Titan, and that makes me smile. How dare you waste Yuki Kaji's talent? Sonic lost 2 kilograms.
Aww.
Oh, fuck. They don't want to show anything from this season. They're not even showing us a preview for next week.
Well, apparently you've been getting that now more recently because of one of the members in Bandai or informants have been doing that for some stupid reason. So you got your wish, Nicholas.
They just want to surprise us with shit every fucking week. Listen. One Punch Man deserves the fucking world. I don't care what anybody says. It does.
See, he really means it. And he probably did the same with season 2. He was being so very critical, but in his own hyperactive way, which is fair. Like, you can't expect everyone to have the same opinion. We're all different people. We all like One Punch Man. We really appreciate it. So, why I say like rather than love, I never show that word out. I never want to disrespect anyone that way. That's why I say I really like it. You know? But anywho, that's to give you a cap on Nicholas. And I'll listen to the rest.
That ufotable touch. It deserves that Nappa touch. It deserves even Studio Bones and Sign Saru. It deserves the touch of a studio that is that fucking talented. And that has nothing against the artists of One Punch Man, right? For this season. The committee, that's who I fucking blame for allowing an IP like this.
See, even he said it. The committee fucked up. So there you go, everyone. Please don't hate Nicholas for his take. He should have described it in the description, but a lot of people are very lazy, and I don't mean that in a bad way. But that's one thing you should normally do. Type it out. You have the time to rant on about it and give your own beloved emotional opinions, which is valid. But like people that mightn't have all the time, they might have a look at the description. And I know everyone's just like click, look. That's normal. So yeah, just in case everyone took it for granted, Nicholas. That's my understanding. Okay? That's just me.
To be like this, to come out like this. This was terrible. This episode was fucking terrible. I'm going to watch the season. It's only like 10, 11 episodes long. But I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care. And I'm just being honest. Right? Like, I have nothing to lose. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm just being honest with you guys. It pisses me off. One Punch Man's in fucking Fortnite and stupid ass Overwatch.
Whoa! Hold that phone, lad. That is disrespect. It ain't that bad. Fortnite sucks in terms of animations. I hate Fortnite. But don't go downgrade it that bad. Fortnite sucks in terms of its gameplay. I dislike the damn game. I played it. It sucks like fuck. But Do not throw it in the water that deep. Come on. I know you're really giving expectations in your own words, but that is just despicable way of describing that.
That popular. And I feel
Yeah, Fortnite is popular in that regards.
like it's all they care about. They don't care about the season itself. It's been 6 fucking years. And this is what we get. We got this fucking shit. I can't believe it. I can't believe how fucking bad it was. Like the opening was so good. The opening I actually enjoyed, not even just the music, but the animation, the visuals. I actually enjoyed it, despite what people are saying. I enjoyed it. I had hope. And then the fucking episode played from start to finish. It was fucking shit. It was terrible. All you care about is animation, you fucking retards. Of course, it's what I care about. It's called anime. It's called One Punch Man, one of the biggest action anime of all time. One of the biggest action IPs of all time. And you're telling me to stop with the animation? I'll just read the fucking book at that point. That's what it's like, anyways. It's no fucking difference. There's more movement, me flipping the fucking pages, probably.
There you go. See, he's very passionate, and he's right. And everyone in the One Punch community is just being optimistic rather than actually criticizing it. But still, there's a level of criticism, and I'm still wondering how the director took your words. That's what I'm wondering. For him to get offended, I understand where you're coming from, but I'm just wondering with the other video. Now, I'll probably do it the next day because, sorry to say, I do need to get my rest. I've been up for over the necessary time like usual. So everyone that was watching me, I hope my words got out to you, and I hope you cleared out with Nicholas, alright? Hopefully you can clip it out on my Twitch or Kick, okay? It's very important to keep in touch with everyone. So go do that. Try to spread the word, okay, and help him out. Oh yeah, I should actually comment on this video. Fuck's sake. Not that one. I'll like it anyway. Jeez. Where is it? Where is it? Okay. Do-do-do-do-do. This is actually the first time I did IRL reactions, actually, now that I think of it. Just make sure type it correctly. Good job, Nicholas. Watch your video. Plus view that live via Twitter for launch on community to prove your honesty and heartfelt responses. Hopefully no more ill will come your way. And thank you for pointing out the bullshit underpaid ass of a committee. Go. Season 3. It may get better. Keep up your hopes. Your hopes. I don't know if I look at it because there's other things that tend to do with more videos. But yeah. I probably have to look at all the other ones another time. Let's see. Anywho. Let's see. I'll X out Twitch and I'll X out Kick. Then that's the studio. So X out that. Then reload that. So just to reiterate, check in with Bandai Namco on the US Twitter feed because I have over 1 million followers. Call out the feckers. If it's a community involved, they should be able to get in contact, regardless if it's in Japan. If it gets a big enough hurt to the reputation in Bandai, it should do some effect. So please too, okay? Oh, I've got a message. I'll have a look later at them. Don't want to be doing it via light, so I'll be like exposing all my DMs, you know? So yeah, hopefully people. A few more beauty. Wow, 7 bookmarks. Alright, so I guess that's the end of this debate, I guess you could say, or whatever else. So, let's see. Can I do a live stream actually? Is that a thing? Sorry, let's see here. Wait, there's a book. What's this book about? Tread. Oh! That's kind of funny the way it was done. Yeah, I'll exile that. So yeah, that's the situation for now. And then I could probably go into all the other details about Bandai and how the situation began. But this will have to do for now, okay everyone? Just exile these 2 tabs. So as the situation goes with One Punch Man. Let's see. Probably put this on, my eyes are starting to hurt. The eyes are being light sensitive. I'll just click the news. So I know he did tweet this out before he left off, but because of that persistent harassment by dissatisfied fans in this case, copy scenes of the hybrid to the 3D styles. It's not really a hybrid, it's experimental in my case. I still think that. Actually, just to look at my YouTube video for people. I did do a video on this back a time ago. If you do want to watch it and hear my takes on it. I didn't glaze One Punch Man now as much as other people. I didn't look at the video and react either. Rev, you keep cooking. Yeah, I'll get him. If not you, I'll definitely cook Twitch for it, don't you worry. So here's the video. Oh yeah, just what happened there. I had to go to a funeral, so just explaining that. So I'll just give you a recap. Now I put in more detail. I know, like, who the heck in goodness gracious is gonna look at this? So hello, this is how I did it. This is how people should generally do a video. Now, this is a reaction commentary video. Skip to 225. Was only making sure the OBS was stable. Yeah, because like my OBS is very choppy at times. And then I also corrected the wording and grammar because I wasn't thinking, because I usually talk before I think most of the time. So I meant Jam Project, not Jam Punk. There later on. Then I also accredited for Viz Media because they're going to be also showcased on their website with One Punch Man shows, you know? So with the official trailer, season 3, Spot and Spot 2. Then I'm reading tweets from Twitter X search for One Punch Man reactions. No, it was only very brief, but everyone was kind of giving their criticism or shock and awe without having to actually look at their videos. So it kind of overanalyzed rather than actually delve into the research, which people kind of misinterpreted. Tactical Templar, what are you doing trying to get into these people's servers if you're only asking for trouble, man? I don't mean to put you up, but I know you're very formal and very gentlemanlike, even still. As the situation arises, One Punch Man created by One. If I put the link for One, whoever wants to follow One, as well as the illustrator being Yusato Moriata, who's also called Nibukuru on Twitter. Also, parties involved in season 3 productions as followed: Viz Media and Bandai Namco. I should have actually took out the E, but I'll leave it there. I'm giving my opinion and understanding of the new One Punch Man Season 3 Episode 1. This is my first time reacting, just to let you know that I did in here. With comparison of the manga and slight changes to character references. I did not watch actual Episode 1 because I do not want to spoil the show and find it like you people know how. Wink wink. So like I'm not the proper reactor. The fact I actually did react from Nicholas's take on Episode 1, there's the actual ones. So copyright by copyright, you could say. To JC staff and everyone involved for the One Punch Man Season 3, you're doing an awesome job. Do not give up, eat, sleep, talk, work hard to the best of what resources and abilities you all can muster as a team and your ambitions. Please and thank you. Because they're going through a lot, as I mentioned, in the anime industry and how it's portrayed behind the scenes. We're looking at Star Media, and I hope you can share this to the rest of the community. Please and thank you. Again, as I briefly talked about the standard anime reaction channels, calling out the production committee, because like a lot of them probably did. I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them did point it out, as Nicholas did, as well as Shibuya and other reactors. I can't react to them all because I don't have the freaking time or the leisure. I do not know how involved they are on budget, etc. I understand mostly the aura, atmosphere, effects, tension have changed from season 1 and season 2 of One Punch Man series. Better or worse, that is your opinion as the viewer and as a fan. Because everyone's different. As Nicholas, he gave his honest opinion, his own version of the situation. I hope people who are on Twitter and yet have the parody accounts, you're fans of One Punch Man, you could do similar takes and you're subscribed, you're capable of doing it. I know you don't want to do dialogue because you might be shy or such. It makes sense. Just use a PNG and just talk. That's it. Just like a normal picture of One Punch Man, Saitama, or someone you like. Make it easy. I made an image thumbnail from reference of Darkshine from Season 1, Episode 10, Unparalleled Peril, DOS from Season 2, Episode 5, The Monster Uprising, manga chapters 85 to 86 to Season 3, Episode 1. Then I put the hashtag of errors, animations, and panels because they were left out in the meantime for some reason. I noticed some panels and words were excluded from the animation. To note, I only see online, not official, of course, so words were changed with Gorgoro, God Machine. Excuse me. The few panels from Royal Ripper and Insect God attacking the out-of-control monsters' impulses for bloodlust, Instead, Doaz comes into frame from 1830 to 20. When I go look in the video of the actual episode, you'll see it. In episode 1, from my understanding, seemed to be excluded from the animation. Then at 21:48, Insect God and Royal Ripper were then introduced. Probably Viz Media or Bandai Namco error in the budget and committee talks and handling. That's my take on the situation. Now, I don't do transcripts because when YouTube tries to understand my words, it gets butchered, you see, because of my Irish accent and how I talk in a bogger tone, you know. I know you can understand me, but even so, I can talk very fast if I really want to, you know, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's the reason why YouTube can never understand my accent. So if you want to watch it, you can just go look on Guardia 5s there on YouTube. Just look for the little lad here. But yeah, that's about the whole situation, and I hope you have a good night's rest, and I hope my explanation of the situation does help. And plus, it's coming up to Halloween, so make sure to get trick-or-treaters fed all them sweets there, and also try to look cool for One Punch Man and such. Okay, everyone? So, you have a good day, and I'll chat to you later on, okay? And I'll try to do like commentary feed.